Up next on 7 News Bravery Awards to acknowledge extraordinary rescue efforts during the 2022 floods. Tonight, how 2 kids from Yugawa are being recognised. Community groups frustrated by the Bathurst Winter Festival's cancellation. The new police operation already making an impact on youth crime. Regional harness racing welcomes a new training centre. And then later at 6:30 in the national news, how the consumer watchdog plans to take on Coles and Woolies in their goal to end shrinkflation. And Prince William met with hugs and selfies on his official trip to Estonia. Please join us next at 6.
This is 7 News, the voice of the Central West.
Tonight, a council's budget under attack as businesses count the cost of a cancellation. A teenager arrested on the same day a new police operation is announced.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour, cracking down on shrinkflation. Major supermarkets called out and how police stumbled upon thieves in the act.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. The Office of Local Government is pushing Bathurst Council to fix its budget crisis by the end of this financial year. The council is slashing spending by cancelling a major event, leaving local businesses up in arms.
Injecting almost $14 million annually into the local economy, it's a 2-week surge businesses bank on as Council's Finance Committee gets to work. Lauren Evans, 7 News.
The man accused of killing a Forbes mother has now undergone a mental health assessment. Declan Milton joins us now with the latest on this. And Declan, Daniel Billings' case was back in court today.
That's right, Nick. He's charged with the murder of Molly Ticehurst back in April last year. Billings didn't appear in court today, but it was confirmed that mental health assessment would allow the case to progress. In December last year, he was slapped with a series of additional charges, some relating to sexual assault. Once again had his bail refused today and will be back in court next month. Nick?
All right, Declan, thanks for the update tonight. And of course, if you or anyone you know needs support, you can contact 1-800-RESPECT. That's 1-800-737-732. A teenager's been caught hiding in a Dubbo cemetery after allegedly ramming a police vehicle with a stolen car. It's the first arrest in the city under Operation Soteria as calls grow louder to address the root cause of crime.
What remains of a stolen car left on the side of a road. It had been in a high-speed pursuit with police along Miles Street around 2 a.m. yesterday. The Mazda reaching speeds of up to 175 kilometres per hour before it allegedly rammed a police vehicle. The car later crashed into a curb. Hamish Southwell, 7 News.
2 Yugawa kids are tonight crowned heroes from one of the state's highest authorities. They joined nearly 50 others who today made history following their courageous actions in the November 2022 floods.
As the crowd filled the room, followed by a carefully curated song. Declan Milton, 7 News.
Well, the major supermarkets are facing fresh pressure tonight to be more open with their customers. An inquiry by the competition watchdog has found there needs to be clearer practices on pricing and fair bargaining for farmers.
For decades, farmers have endured conditions that have eaten their earnings, forcing many to shut up shop. The power of Coles and Woolworths has taken its toll on Australians.
Through my father and myself, we've kept going up until a year ago where we pushed all of our orchard out. It was not worth it in our eyes to keep going.
More than 400 regional bus services will soon be able to tap and go as a payment option. The rollout follows a successful trial in Dubbo and Bathurst where commuters were able to use their smartphones or debit cards to pay for their fare. The state government says 42% of passengers are paying without using cash.
We know that cash is still something that a lot of people want to use when they get on the buses, but we also know that a lot of people don't want to have to carry cash.
While the technology will permanently stay in Bathurst and Dubbo, it'll take until 2027 for other regional buses to have that same tap and go capability. It is time now to check in with Kirstie for today's weather conditions. And Kirstie, a bit of wet weather out there today.
Yes, certainly, Nick. Hello to you and good evening, everybody. A band of rain swept across the central west overnight and during the early hours of this morning, delivering modest showers, around 38 millimetres in Peak Hill, 17 for Condobolin and about 11 millimetres in Forbes. That was all before 9 a.m. Those showers were followed by widespread cloud and storms, which were still embedded with some showers. Since 9 o'clock this morning, Dubbo has picked up 36 millimetres, 27 for Gilgandra and through Coonabarabran, with isolated storms in orange around 4 this afternoon. Our temperatures did reach the high 20s into the 30s in Cobar, and it was quite a humid day as well. But a very different picture is on the way tomorrow. Clearer skies for most of us. I'll have a look at what's in store for our weekend ahead a little after sport.
Oh, that sounds very nice, Kirstie. I like the sound of that. Yes. Thank you. Stay with us here at 7 News. Up next, students get the chance to look at a regional health career and a new multi-million-dollar training centre to make harness racing more accessible.
And a little later on this news hour, how a group of thieves were caught in the act robbing a convenience store. Faulty equipment and high speeds, what caused the Delta Airjet to land on its back in Toronto. And Prince William's arrived in Estonia, met by crowds waving Union Jack flags.
The new $4.7 million harness racing training centre has officially opened in Bathurst. Gates and security features have now been installed, along with a sandy jog track to use for exercise drills. There's also a brand new car park and horse float area, with the centre to house up to 72 horses. It's hoped the new facility will bring more trainers and drivers to our region. The region's top healthcare providers have joined forces with Charles Sturt University in a bid to reduce ongoing regional skill shortages. Dubbo's CSU campus played host to students from high school, TAFE and even career changers. It's there where they were able to connect with nursing, exercise, science, pharmacy and mental health practitioners.
Rather than your mum and dad saying you should go and do this, we have actually a professional to say this is what the career looks like, this is what to expect and this is what it's going to be like in the real world.
It is hoped through showing the career pathway it might keep students in the bush while also addressing the industry's demand. Well, up next in sport, Belmo qualifies in top spot for the 10-pin bowling World Championship finals. And Justin Roylance has his eyes focused on the Australian jet sprint title. Orange 10-pin bowling legend Jason Belmonte has qualified in top spot for the World Championship finals in Reno. He was strong in the first 8 match play games this morning, recording 9 wins, but he struggled in his second block, losing his opening 6 battles. The two-hand sensation then delivered a win before playing out a tie with American EJ Tackett. The top 5 will do battle in Sunday morning's stepladder final, with $100,000 US going to the winner. Justin Roylance has his focus firmly on the Australian Jet Sprint Championship, but with just 2 rounds left in the National Series, the Forbes speedboat star has made a surprise change to his crew.
You could assume a freak accident like this would halt Justin Roylance's illustrious motorsport career. Tamarin McGregor, 7 News.
Heads are set to spin with all the sporting options on offer this weekend. There's plenty of variety for spectators as our Central West athletes compete in finals and some popular annual events.
Well, rugby league fans will certainly get their fix as Woodbridge Cup hosts another stacked Saturday of footy. The region's young guns will battle in the Youth Sevens competition before the Indigenous and Woodbridge Cup All-Stars face off in both league tag and tackle. St Pat's Old Boys have secured their spot in the Bathurst Orange Cricket Showdown and their opponent is set to be decided this weekend.
Stay with us here at 7. In a couple of moments, Kirstie's back and she's got your weekend weather forecast.
And in the national news, now just minutes away, supermarkets under the spotlight as the watchdog plans to end shrinkflation. New report into the Delta Air accident that left passengers dangling from their seats. And is Australia still one of the happiest places?
Good evening, everyone. The trough delivering showers and storms through parts of the state today is starting to move northeast, leaving southern and central regions with clearer and settled weather along the region tomorrow. Across the weekend, a ridge of high pressure will move into New South Wales. This will bring partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions as well as light winds. To our rainfall map, much drier though across the central west with no more than about 5 to 10 millimetres forecast over the coming week. So let's take a look at tomorrow. And quite different skies to today, clearer for most, just a very slight chance of a drizzle or two, and that's towards the ranges. 31 for Condobolin, 34 degrees in Dubbo, dry for Nyngan, 33 our top. It's around the Blue Mountains where we could see a chance of showers and that chance of storms. Now we are expecting to see temperatures reach the high 20s and the low 30s into Sunday as well. Clear skies for Condobolin, 32, and for Dubbo with 33 degrees. We're expecting another dry and settled day as we start down the wind down of the weekend and kicking off the new working week on Monday. Cowra 31 degrees, Orange a settled 25 with some patchy cloud around and light winds. And Monday will be very similar, 33 the top in Cobar, 34 degrees in Nyngan. Quite a warm night through Nyngan and Condobolin though, minimums of 20 degrees. Remaining sunny and settled for most of us. Again, Lithgow, Blue Mountains and of course east of the ranges, we are expecting to see just a couple of millimetres of rain and those possible storms lingering. The rest of the region looking fine and dry, 33 for Forbes and 30 degrees in Mudgee. If we take a look ahead now, we are expecting partly cloudy conditions to turn into sunshine and persist for most of the week. The high teens overnight in Dubbo, reaching the low to mid 30s. Around just into the double figures. I almost said the high double figures, not quite that. The low double figures in Orange and the low to mid 20s during the day as well. Plenty of sunshine into mid next week. Not bad conditions after we've seen that rainfall around today, Nick.
Yeah, Kirstie, looking glorious indeed.
Yes.
The Central West is the place to be.
It sure is.
Thank you. Well, that's your local news for tonight and for the week. I'm Nick Hose. Thanks for your company. Up next, Dan has your latest national news. Have a great weekend. Kirstie and I are back on Monday. We'll see you at 6.